right, so haven't done that in a while. I'm not sure if I even know how to do this anymore. Let's get straight into it. For the past 2 years I have been shooting every kind of video project. We talk about product ads, events, interviews, weddings, filming on sets with a team, and mainly I have been using this camera that I'm shooting on right now, the Lumix GH5. And all I can say, it's amazing camera, just the colors, the image stabilization. Now the autofocus not so good. Lumix users, I know you can relate to that, but altogether this camera serves me just great. This last week I got my hands on the new iPhone 15 Pro, and you know what they say about it. It's a great camera, it's shooting ProRes RAW 10-bit colors. You know, as a filmmaker, I was like, well, I want to see what this thing is capable of, and will it serve me better than this dedicated professional video camera? I went on a hike with friends, and what a better place to compare the camera and the iPhone. Without further ado, see for yourself if you can spot the difference between the footage from the camera and the footage from the iPhone. Alright, so this thing is actually a beast. I haven't yet color graded anything, but from the look of it, it looks amazing. I have filmed with it through the whole trip, like a short clip of 30 seconds is 3 GB, which is unspeakable. I mean, I have already gone through the half of my storage, which is 500 GB. What you want when you record in Apple ProRes. I can't wait to color grade it and see what it's actually capable of. So the specs of this phone are amazing. You can shoot up to 4K, 30 FPS internal and 60 FPS with external hard drive in Apple ProRes, which is a flat-based profile. Shooting in a log profile is really great because you can work with the shadows, the highlights, you can tweak them however you want in order to achieve the visual that you desire. Here are some examples how the footage looks straight from the iPhone and then after I graded it. Now, seeing the footage side to side, I am really amazed of the range you can go with just a tiny phone with a chip, that it's really powerful. And for the untrained eye, even for me as a professional, as a filmmaker that is doing this in his everyday life, I would say there are cases and shots that it's actually hard to spot the difference and say, okay, this is definitely shot on a phone. Looking at the specs of just the camera and the phone, actually there are some things that this camera is not able of. So as I said, the phone can shoot up to 4K in Apple ProRes, in 10-bit colors and even in 60 FPS. My camera can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS but only in 8-bit colors, and now here is the interesting part about the iPhone. You can shoot in Apple ProRes 60 FPS in 4K only if you are using an external SSD to record on. But with the new camera app of DaVinci, when you record in it, you actually have the option to record 60 FPS 4K Apple ProRes in the app itself, and you don't need an external drive. And altogether this app is really great. Except from the aperture, you can control everything else. ISO, shutter speed, frame per second. Also, I was excited to see how it will perform in low light. I was surprised to see how the raw footage looks. And then when I color graded it, of course there was a bit of noise, but it was a complete darkness, so I don't think that that's unusual. I also have compared them both in different low light situations, and you can also see the noise on the Lumix. But after using some noise reduction from DaVinci, I would say the image is pretty decent. The GH5 is well known with its great stabilization, and here the iPhone doesn't step back even a little bit. Actually, it looks quite better than the Lumix, and I'm really amazed even though it's just a little chip behind the lenses that it's making all the calculations for the stabilization, it looks quite smooth and clean. Would I recommend using a phone over a professional dedicated camera? Well, it depends what you need it for. As similar and great the footage looks on this phone, you cannot compare the reliability that a camera brings you. You can just swap the lenses and have a completely new look and still keep the sharp image. A video camera is a dedicated instrument that can help you deliver any creative decision that you might have in the pursuit of getting a certain visual. Just something that you can put your trust in. You don't just rely on a powerful chip behind 3 small lenses that makes all the decisions for you. And maybe that's the main part that will make me to choose over and over again a dedicated video camera, to have the full control in my hands, which actually gives me the ability to have control over every creative decision that I may make. I'm responsible for creating that stunning visual and not just a powerful chip behind the lenses. But still, every instrument have its advantages, so would I recommend the iPhone? Yeah, for sure. I may need a BTS or footage for content creation, and frankly, this phone is working great for that. Even sometimes maybe I will use it as a big cam for an interview. If I go out running and I want to record something, I won't be able to bring this big chunk of a camera, but I can reach and take out my phone and shoot whatever I want and just be ready in a matter of seconds, but still keep the high quality. It all depends what are your needs. After all, don't forget, this camera, this phone, they are just instruments. What you can do with them is only your responsibility. You can use whatever you have in your reach, whatever you can afford, and still create something amazing. But that was for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really wanted to make this comparison and just to see how the image from the phone and from the camera looks next to each other, and can you compare it at all. In the end, I will leave some shots just for you to guess which is shot on the camera and which is shot on the phone. I'm thinking of making one more comparison between the iPhone and a Red model, which is professional cinema camera. Would you be interested in something like that? Let me know down in the comments below. For now, thank you for watching, like, subscribe and try to guess which shot is from the phone and which shot is from the camera now.